And we're back at Heavy Haul HQ. They're over here today. They are trying to sell this Landau 435, so that'd be pretty fun. And then I was going to show you some of the floor jobs we're doing. One of the biggest costs besides tires and brakes on some of these heavy haul trailers, here look, I'll show you a perfect example, is flooring. So I was going to show you some of the do's, some of the don'ts, and some of the best practices for heavy haul flooring. A lot of trailers, on the low boys especially, come with a 24-inch cross member package. The cross members are what's holding up the most of the floor. If you're expecting to carry heavy loads, then you can get these special ordered with what's called a high density cross member package. So it could have an additional 1 or 2 cross members between. That would put you at 12 inches on center or 8 inches on center respectively, because that's what's actually holding up your weight. That, or you can mark your beams and always try to park. You can always try to park on one of the cross members. That helps too. So that's one of the things. We've got Chance over here. He's cutting flooring for what looks to be a United Rentals trailer. These don't have that much flooring on them. They got the upper deck here, lower deck. He's got all his lines marked, and so he can start screwing these down. And that'll be a beautiful floor there. Then it looks like I'm doing flooring on one of the local wrecker companies' trailers right here, but he's actually driving it away. All right, so that's one of the local wrecker companies doing a floor on that one. This is Brandon here. He's one of the ones that specializes in doing floors, a very hard worker, very mindful employee. It looks like we got one of Sunbelt Rentals trailers here. We're pulling the floor on this one. Pretty cool trailer. It's got galvanized coating on a lot of it. The tread plate back here for the tail. And this is a Landau 930E. So it's not really that old, but it looks like it's got some broken boards and whatnot. So they've gone ahead and pulled some of the screws out. They're going to get that one backed in. All right, so this is a local wrecker company that we just did a floor on this one. This is a Trailese trailer. And so it has mostly metal deck. We got the upper deck sorted out right here. And then this middle strip down here. Oh, they got a floor screw left on there. But they're bringing this one back anyways. It needs more work done on it. So we'll put the floor screw in our pocket. Then I was going to show you the different varieties of lumber that we have. You got what's called shiplap. So it has this type of profile. This is common on your step decks, Landaus, traveling axles. So step decks, flatbeds, all that. This stuff that comes in 2 different widths. You have 7-inch wide, which runs around $6 a foot. And then you have the 5-inch wide, which is this size here. So it's a little more narrow. So you can see them kind of side by side. The 5-inch wide runs around $4 and some change, and the high $4 and some change per foot. So it does get rather expensive. We've got it kind of messy today because we've got so many floor jobs going. And then we have the big boy Apitong. By the way, all of this lumber that we use here, we do not use white oak, partly due to availability and the expense. The quality of white oak is not typically, in my opinion, quite as good as Apitong. It's not near as good. I'll show you a rundown one of these boards. There's 0 knots in it. It's harder, stronger, more resistant to rot and decay, more weather resistant. It just checks all the boxes what you need. That's what these trailers come with from the factory, and they come that way for a reason. So on the big boy Apitong, we have 1.5 by 8, and then we have this down below, which is a 2 by 12. So this will be good for your low boys, all your Fontaines, Trail Kings, any of your heavy haul trailers there. So as you've seen, the wood comes in a variety of widths, thicknesses, and lengths. We try to get the lowboy wood around 18 foot. We found that that gives us just the right amount of length to cover the lower deck on a lowboy trailer. And then the ones for these step decks, flatbeds, we don't mind them being as short as 12 feet, but we can get those wood much longer as well. Also, on the pricing on the lowboy floor, It can range anywhere from $8 a foot all the way up to $18 a foot for the 2x12. But we are seeing the price trend downwards, which is very good. We always like to see prices trending downwards. So the key takeaways are Apitong Kuring is a hardwood sourced primarily from Southeast Asia. It has high durability, high strength. It's got an incredible weight to strength ratio. It's extremely weather and moisture resistant, and it's cost effective and has a very high longevity. Something to think about is the cost that it takes to install the wood versus the cost, because it's actually labor intensive to put the wood on the trailer. I also wanted to mention that on the Apitong Kuring species, it has a compressive strength of 9,540 psi and a bending strength of 20,000 psi, which is pretty impressive for any wood. Whereas like a white oak has a compressive strength of 7,440 psi and a bending strength of still a high amount, but it's around 14,300 psi. So it's not quite 100% better, but it is a lot better. And so then when you weigh in the factor of installation, Apitong checks all the boxes. So hopefully you found this video informational and informative, and you'll have some more information on the table for you as you go on your heavy haul journey and look at installing new flooring on your trailer. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed.
Yo, it's Heavy Haul HQ, rolling with the crew, moving those big loads. Yeah, you know how we do. We got the ribs, the power, the mic. From dawn to dusk, we own the night. Oversized loads ain't nothing but a thing. Got the trailer stretched out, feel the metal sing. Trucks on the highway, flexing the muscle. Heavy Haul Nation, we hustle and tussle. Precision is